Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, your girl Sylvia, and I'm here once again with another interesting topic today on our YouTube channel. I want to encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already. Please like this video if it resonates with you, and don't forget to give us a like and drop a comment in our comment section. Thank you so much. So today we are going to talk about the topic fashion school or tailor shop. Now, this is a widely asked topic in the fashion world, especially in our local community here in Nigeria. Where should I learn? I have the intention to learn sewing or learn fashion, but I do not know where to start. Now, should I start with the communal tailors or roadside tailor shop around me, or do I go to a formal fashion school and begin my education? Now we're going to be talking about both so that you can make an informed decision next time you want to make a decision on this topic. So we're going to be talking about number one, the roadside tailor shop. Now this is any tailor shop close to you or around you, the owners, some of which you know. They take in custom clients, they sew for custom clients with their custom measurements, and they have timelines for delivery. And you notice that these tailor shops have apprentices, meaning people who are learning the art and learning the business. So these apprentices can stay up to a year or even 2 years on the job, learning on the job from the madam or the oga of this tailor shop. So what happens in such a situation is that a tailor shop can house up to 5 to 10 apprentices at a time, depending on how big the establishment is. And when you want to make a decision on where to further your education in fashion, you have to ask yourself some basic questions. First of which being, do I want to learn the building blocks of fashion, or do I just want to learn the techniques and shortcuts? This is a very important question to ask because it's going to inform you on exactly the next step to take. Now, I prefer learning the building blocks of fashion because when you have the basic knowledge required, you can then apply this to any kind of style or design that you come across. And these basic blocks are mostly offered in formal fashion schools. There they teach you from the scratch, from your first basic bodies and upwards as you go. They teach based on principles. The 3 basic principles in fashion, especially in women's wear, are: number 1, we have the dart manipulation techniques. Number 2 is the added fullness technique, and number 3 is the contouring technique. Now, this is the building blocks by which other forms or topics are laid upon. This is the foundation of every other topic, of every design imaginable. There is no design that is new under the sun. So whatever design it is that you're trying to analyze will be formed from these 3 topics. Now, fashion schools, they teach you based on these building blocks, whereas in a tailor shop, it is just learn as you go. You learn based on the job that your madam or your oga is doing at the moment. You just stand by him or her while he cuts, while he drafts, or whatever method he uses, whether the freehand or pattern drafting as the case may be. So you just stand there and you watch based on the jobs or the styles that are brought in as work to the establishment. So here you are not learning based on principles, you are learning mostly based on what I would call street knowledge, or what I would call shortcuts, because every profession has shortcuts in them. And this because your oga or your madam can tell you this works, this is what I've been doing for so many years and it works, and you should just adopt it without any kind of explanation or in-depth explanation as to why you must adopt that particular practice or technique. So there are a lot of questions left unanswered in tailor shops, but whereas these questions are answered in a formal fashion school, because here they take you step by step by the hand so that you not just practice but you understand what you are doing, which is very ideal and important for what the second point we're going to be talking about is garment construction. Yes, apart from the pattern drafting principle and technique, or even freehand as the case may be, there is the very important aspect of garment construction. Garment construction simply means how you put these pieces together. The drafted, the cut pieces, now it's time to put them together. So a traditional tailor shop will offer you hands-on physical experience on how to put these pieces together, because it's literally happening in real time before you. You can see your madam or oga, as the case may be, how he or she joins this, and you can learn on the job as you teach. Whereas in fashion schools are mainly focused on pattern drafting, and they do not allot enough time to garment construction because there is just so much to cover. There are usually so many students as well, so allotted time to garment construction is not really so much. But anyway, based on the kind of fashion school that you attend, but I'm just saying what is obtainable in many of them. They are perfect, superb with pattern drafting, but the garment construction, the nitty-gritty, the tailoring aspect of it, yes, that knowledge is better obtained in a roadside tailor shop. So what I would advise in this situation is for you to get the nitty-gritty knowledge of joining in a tailor shop before then proceeding to a formal fashion school, so that when you get to the fashion school you are not overwhelmed and you know what is going on, you can adjust yourself, and there is a lot of time to learn your pattern drafting without being confused on the joining, because really most fashion schools believe that you have some prior knowledge. So some of them will not have the patience to put you through on very basic things like joining, or how to sew in a straight line, or how to pedal a machine and whatnot. So that is one pro aspect of a tailor shop versus a formal fashion school. Now I have to mention, and this is our third point, that whichever of them you choose, none of them can teach you everything. Fashion is inexhaustible and it is very vast. Even in fashion, we have women's wear, we have men's wear, and we have children's wear. Now when you even niche down to women's wear, it is still very vast and inexhaustible. So it is not possible to learn everything. You have to learn whether in a fashion school or in a tailor shop. Now you have to adopt the mindset that you are going to be constantly practicing for a really long time. You're going to have to constantly practice. You're going to make mistakes. You should not be afraid of making mistakes, because in this profession, it is one of the ways to learn. Yes, and basically with every other thing in life, you have to make mistakes. But particularly in fashion and sewing, you should not be scared of making mistakes. In fact, you should explore, you should question, you should research, and make all your due diligence to make as many mistakes as you can. Now, I already mentioned that none of them can teach you all. Even though you commit to a year or even two, if you don't practice, it is just theory knowledge. You have to practice whatever you learn so that it sticks with you. And that is one mistake that many fashion students make. They just feel like knowing it in theory solves it all, but that's not quite the ideal thing to do. So none of them teaches you everything. You have to constantly practice, you have to constantly further your learning. And another point would be to get good books. I'm going to recommend Pattern Making by Joseph Helen Armstrong as one of the best fashion women's wear books out there. Here they teach principles, everything you could think about in women's wear, based on principles, based on the building blocks of women's wear, which I earlier mentioned. It is good to have this book handy, whether in PDF format or in a paperback version, as you can afford. The fourth point I'm going to be talking about is your time target. How long do you have to learn? How long can you commit to learning? Now, in the traditional tailor shop, apprentices learn for a really long time. It can span from anywhere from 1 to 3 years of learning, and this is because there is no structure. It is just a situation of learn as you go. You're mostly learning designs than principles. You're mostly learning styles that are brought to the shop than principles. So it takes a longer time because there are too many styles. The styles are inexhaustible. So if you learn this, you need to learn this, you need to learn that, and this can span anywhere from 1 to 3 years. So you have to ask yourself the question, how long am I willing to commit to this learning process? And you also have to have in mind that even after completing your education or training, money is not going to start coming in immediately. I mean out the door from graduation. No, it's going to take a while to build client trust. It's going to take a while to even build connections based on referrals and the rest of them. So you're going to be in for a long haul. That is why I advise that you explore other means of making some money while you're trying to build your clientele, that is if you're doing custom tailoring, or you explore the ready-to-wear option or made-to-order option. I have made an earlier video on this, which I will be linking in the description box, to tell you more ways you can make money as a fashion designer. Our next topic to talk about is the cost. Yes, you have to consider the cost when you're looking for the first place to go or the first place to learn. How much do you have to spend? How much can you afford to spend on your education? So traditional tailor shops are more affordable than the formal fashion schools. Yes, formal fashion schools are more expensive, and here in Nigeria can range from anything from 350,000 to 1,000,000 naira. Yes, based on the number of months that you intend to stay or that you intend to learn in that fashion school. Whereas in a tailor shop, I will put an estimate of about 100 to say 200,000 naira in a tailor's shop, based also on the kind of tailor shop, the size of it, and the experience of the tailor in question. So this is another very important point to consider. How much do you have to spend? How much are you willing to spend? Yes, so get that right. The next topic I'll be talking about is real work experience, hands-on experience. In a tailor shop, there is readily available real work experience. Not only do you get to learn the pattern drafting, the cutting side of fashion, you get to learn the business side of fashion, hands-on, in real time, because you're watching how your oga or your madam, how they manage their clients, how they everything. You're learning policies in real time, you're learning client relations in real time, you're learning PR in real time, you're learning how to manage disgruntled customers in real time, you're learning how to do alterations in real time. Yes, all this knowledge you won't be able to get in fashion school, unfortunately, except after your fashion school education, you go for a period of internship in a fashion house or a tailor's outfit. There you'll be able to get this real life hands-on work experience, because it's very important that you learn the business side of fashion. It's very important that you learn client relations, because a business couldn't stand without it. And that is what is not really taught in fashion school, except a very few of them. They concentrate as well in fashion business, which is very important. Now this you get for free at no extra cost in a tailor shop, because you are seeing it happen in real time right before your eyes. So that is another pro of a tailor shop over a formal fashion school. Now, what are my recommendations? Like I earlier said before, I would advise that you go to a tailor shop first, especially when you are a beginner, like you don't know anything about fashion, literally. I would advise you go to a tailor shop for a start, especially to get a hold of your pedaling for your machines, whether either manual or industrial, based on what you choose or can afford. Yes, you need to learn to first sew in a straight line. You need to learn how to pedal a machine. Yes, and then you get the added knowledge of fashion business happening in real time before you. So when you gain this basic knowledge that will most likely not be offered to you in fashion school, then you can proceed on to a fashion school and get the formal knowledge, the building blocks, the principles of fashion that will enable you be a pro at your pattern drafting and your conceptualization, the whole process of the fashion design journey. So thank you so much, guys, for watching our tutorial. I hope you really enjoyed this topic, and if this video resonates with you or you agree with all the points that we've stated here, please don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section, and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like our video, and subscribe to our channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.